Hi everybody and welcome back to this week's video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 ways to make your dorm or your home away from home when you're studying abroad or in a new country feel a little bit more like home. And I think that this is a really great sort of list to not only feel settled in a place, but to make yourself comfortable, because when you move to a new country, it can be extremely overwhelming. You've left a lot of things at home. Let's say you pack up your whole life into one tiny suitcase. You know, there are going to be a lot of creature comforts from your home country that you can't actually have with you. So I think this list will kind of maybe help you prioritize and maybe help you understand what it is you should actually spend money on or spend time doing to make your temporary home feel just like a little bit more cozy, a little bit more warm. So before we get started on the video, I wanted to tell you guys about today's sponsor, Amber Students. So did you guys know that there are over 250 million students who live abroad? And did you also know that over 70% of them, and did you also know that 70% of them live off campus? So that is what Amber is here to help with. So I know that a lot of you guys who are watching this video are planning to move abroad, maybe even planning to move to London or England. But in sort of these big cities, the real estate market can be incredibly hard to navigate. And in my own experience moving to London, it took a massive amount of research, and it took me over 6 weeks to find a place to live, and I was actively searching that whole entire time. And the other thing is that I had a place to live during that time. So if you don't, a lot of students sort of end up spending a lot of money on either Airbnbs, or I've even known some people who end up staying in a hostel when they've just freshly moved to a new country. This can be extremely disruptive to sort of the process of integrating into a new place. So Amber is a leading accommodation specialist with 24/7 support. 24/7. And the other great thing is 100% verified listings, because there are so many scams out there, you guys. You have to be really careful. The best part is that they handle the online rental contracts and allow for instant bookings. They also have fully integrated global payments, which is such a help. Usually, without a bank account in your country of study, it's extremely difficult to transfer funds. And they even help with paperwork and finding the right roommate for you. I've worked with Amber for over a year now, and I can say that they are a lovely company to work for. And I highly recommend checking out the link in my description and also in the pinned comment. Thank you guys. Let's get back into it. Okay, so the number one easiest thing, and this is honestly like stupid because you guys are gonna be like, okay, yeah, of course. But, like, bring pictures. I always have loved having little pictures or like a little poem or some little something that reminds me of home or my friends, either up on my wall or by my desk. Right now it's over here, but it used to be sort of above my desk when I was doing work. But right now my desk faces a window. But just having a little picture of your friends really helps. Number 2 is make it cozy. So the first time that I studied abroad, I ordered like the really crappy dorm duvet that came with your bedding pack if you order one from university. And I actually wish I just hadn't done this. I went the next day and bought new sheets. It was nice that first night to actually have something to sleep on, but then I had a really kind of bad duvet for the rest of the year. And I will say, like, my bed is my happy place, so that is definitely something that I actually probably should have spent just a little bit more money on so that I could feel a little bit more secure in my home. I remember my first year abroad, I was like, I'm not spending any more money. I am just gonna like use my winter coat as an extra pillow. And like looking back, it's like a pillow would probably have been like a 5-pound problem or a 10-pound problem. Just like a little quick trip to IKEA. For some reason, I just didn't do that the whole year. And looking back, I'm like, Katie, it's fine. You could have just given the pillow away at the end of the year. You know, you would have been warmer. Oh my goodness. There's so many things. Also, people told me about hot water bottles back then, and my first time living in the UK, and I didn't really know what it was, and I was a little bit like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that even do? Get a hot water bottle. Oh my God, get one. You're gonna be so much warmer, because I had a little teeny little radiator in my room that would go on for like 2 hours a night, 2 hours in the morning, and my room was absolutely freezing. And in Scotland in the winter, I would just like sleep like with tons and tons of layers on, like big wool sweaters. And it's like this whole time I could have been using a hot water bottle and like warming up my whole bed, and it would have been such a better solution. So yeah, and it's cheap too, so it's like it's a pretty good one. Number 3 is to spend less money go to charity shops. So in the UK specifically, even if you're traveling to like the US, there are, you know, like Goodwill or things like that, but charity shops usually have little things that you can get that can make your room feel a little bit more normal. In my dorm room when I lived in Scotland, I didn't have a mug. I wish that I had just gone to a charity shop and gotten a real ceramic mug. I think my dad sent me one. Someone sent me one in March of that year, and I hadn't realized how much I missed drinking coffee out of like a real mug. It just made my day feel so much nicer. It made me feel like I was at home instead of just like had this little like pink travel mug. Oh my god, it would spill all the time too. It was actually like, but it would keep my coffee really hot, which was nice, but I definitely felt like I was camping. Number 4 is you want to fully cover the essentials. So I think this is something that I resisted when I went for the first time because I was like, I don't want to spend too much money. I don't want to fully go all out and get everything. And honestly, when you move to a new city, I do think, you know, certain things you live life and you realize you need them. Like, oh, I need more hangers, or oh, I need this medicine because I got sick, or oh, I need a thicker pair of socks or a thicker blanket. Like there's all these little things that just kind of build up as you live your life. And I think do like a real assessment of everything that you maybe need in like emergencies or sort of like in a pinch, and try and write them down in a list. I don't know. See, this is where it gets hard because you can either have all of that, buy it all, maybe not use it, but like you most likely will. Like everybody gets a cold every once in a while. Everybody sort of, I'm thinking specifically of medicine because I'm like about to get a cold. But like not having to go out to the store. Oh, COVID test. Oh my gosh, last year I thought I had COVID. It was just allergies. But like I felt terrible one day and I had to like go out in a mask because I thought I had COVID, and like go to the store and get a COVID test. And it's like, I kind of wish that I had just had one with me. Thinking of those like little essentials that will make your life easier will make you feel a little bit more at home. So you don't always have to be running out to go get something. Number 5, lighting. I think lighting is like my number 1 favorite thing ever. I hate overhead lighting. Like I am that type of person that like I never turn the overhead lights on. I can't stand them. I would much rather have like a little lamp on with like little warm lighting, or like a string of fairy lights. I always have fairy lights. I know it's like kind of very college, but I was in college, okay? And you know what? They make me happy. They make me smile. It feels cozy in here when they're on. Number 6 is make new memories and display them. So if you take pictures with friends, or you know, you did something out of your comfort zone, like take pictures of it and have them printed out, because then you'll start to feel like this place away from home is, you know, a little bit more of a home itself. This is a really great way to just kind of make your new life feel like it's one that you're actually living, and that it's happening, and this is a place you live too. Number 7, having like a candle or some sort of like familiar scent, I think can be really nice. So like maybe you use like a specific type of deodorant and they don't sell it abroad. This is something that I like American deodorant, so I like to have it. Also, I have used the same lotion for like a million years because I like the way it smells. We have like those like little scent sticks around, just like make it feel a little bit nicer, a little fresh. 8, little treats. Having little treats around, a cup of tea and a little treat can really solve a lot of problems for me. A little biscuit at the end of the night, yeah, that'll do it. Number 9, you're gonna wanna fully unpack. I know it's difficult when you're studying abroad, especially if you're like only going for like a couple of months, to like maybe keep some things in the bag or have your toiletries in like a big like adopt kit. And I would just say like just unpack, just like find a spot for everything in your room so that it feels like you're staying put. Once everything has a spot, then you know how to tidy it up. I always think that's like the one thing that I learned from like Marie Kondo is like once everything has a spot, then it's so much easier to tidy because you know where it's supposed to go, so you can just do really quickly. Okay, the last one I wrote is start to build a life inside your room. I actually don't know what that means. I have genuinely not a single clue what I meant by that. Maybe that means like make memories in your room. I'm trying to think like my first year living abroad, like having people over in my room, or having like a silly little like wine and movie night, or just hanging out with people in your room can make it feel like, oh, I live here. People know that I live here. Sometimes I write these lists before the video starts and I'm like, that's a really good idea, but then I'd never write any follow-up notes. I'm like, Katie. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know any of your tips for making your home away from home feel just like a little bit more cozy. Very nice. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember, Lisa says to have fun, and Godspeed.